So last video we have seen the working of three-phase half-wave controlled rectifier. So in this video I will be explaining in the working of three-phase full converters. Full converter means full wave converters, controlled rectifier. So first I will draw the diagram of a three-phase full converter. If you remember, this was a single phase full converter. We have two thyristors here in one leg, another two thyristors here, and connecting an RLE load. This was a single phase controlled rectifier full converter, thyristor T1, T2, T3 and T4. So the three phase full converter is also the similar diagram and the similar working. Instead of four thyristors, we have now 6 thyristors, and this is the diagram for a three phase full converter. In one leg, 2 thyristors, I have 3 legs because I need to supply 3-phase supply. So I have 3 legs. In each leg 2 thyristors, and this is our load RLE. And A phase is connected here, B phase is connected in the second leg, and C phase is connected in the third leg. Okay, the numbering is also given in a particular way. The upper half is T1, T3 and T5. Lower half is T2, T4 and T6. See, why I have numbered is that to get the continuity. So when we explain the waveform, you will understand. At one time we have T1 and T2, then T3 and T4, T5 and C6 should conduct. So based on that I have given the numbering. Okay, there is nothing logical in that. Just for simplicity I have given this numbering in this way: T1, T3, T5 upper thyristors, and T4, T6 and T2 the lower thyristors. So we can see that the upper thyristors are connected in which configuration? All the cathodes of all these thyristors are connected together. So the upper thyristors are connected in common cathode configuration, and the lower thyristors, all the anodes of the thyristors are connected together. So this is common anode configuration. Okay. Now I'll explain the working. Suppose that at any particular time, assume that T1 and T2 are conducting. So T1 is connected to A phase, so it starts with A, voltage VA, and T1 is conducting in the upper half. Then there is a load, and who is conducting in the lower half? Assume that T2 is conducting in the lower half, and T2 is connected to C phase, so the voltage here will be VC. Okay, so VA, T1, load, T2, back to VC. So what will be the voltage across the load? Since it's connected between VA and VC, the voltage across the load will be VAC. Okay, so the only thing is that you have to draw the VAC means what? VA means what? This is the phase voltage. VC means this is a phase voltage. All these voltages are with respect to neutral. VA, VB and VC, it represents a phase voltage. But when I say VAC, what's the meaning? The voltage between A and C. So this double subscript, that VAC, indicates the line voltage. When I say single subscript VA, VB and VC, it simply represents VAN, VBN and VCN. That N represent neutral. With respect to neutral, what is the voltage? That's the meaning of the phase voltage. So between these two phases, you get a voltage of VAC, that's the line voltage. So how will you draw the voltage waveform? You need to draw the line voltage. Okay, once you know the line voltage, you simply copy VAC from that instant and draw as the output voltage. Again, one more case I am telling. Suppose that in a random configuration I am taking, suppose that T3 and T4 are conducting. So T3 is connected to B phase, so starting with VB, upper half T3, and there is a load, and the lower half, assume that this is T4. T4 is connected to A phase. So VB and VA are phase voltages. So what is the voltage across this load? It is connected between B and A, so the voltage is VBA. Okay, so only thing is that you need to know how to draw this VBA, VAB and VAC, etc. all this line voltage. This is line voltage. These are phase voltages. Okay, so when you draw a three-phase graph, you need to draw the phase voltages first. You have to arrange all the triggering pulses. Then you need to draw all the line voltages, and once the line voltages are ready, it is very easy to draw the voltage waveform, because just to copy that voltage and paste here. Okay, so in this mobile screen it's impossible to draw all the phase voltages, all the line voltages and all the output voltages. So I'll tell you the techniques to draw the phase voltage, line voltage and apply the trigger impulse. Based on that you can draw. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram. Now what is the relationship between line voltage and phase voltages? We know that the three phase voltages of a three-phase system are 120 degree displaced. So this is VA. 120 degree lagging, we are having VB. Again 120 degree lagging, we are having VC. These are the phase voltage. Okay. Now I want to draw VAB. What is VAB? The line voltage, which is equal to VA minus VB, which is equal to VA plus minus VB. Right? So VB is here. How will I draw minus VB? So just extend it backward. You will get minus VB. Okay. Now what is VAB? VA plus minus VB. So this is VA and this is minus VB. When you take the equivalent combination VA plus minus VB, you will get this phasor is equal to VAB. Okay. Now what is the angle difference between this VAB and VA? 30 degree, which means VAB, the line voltage, this is line voltage, leading VA by 30 degree. What is this VA? This is phase voltage. Okay, one more example I am drawing. This is VC. So if I extend this, this will be minus VC. So how will I draw VAC? VAC is equal to VA minus VC, which is equal to VA plus minus VC. So if you add these two, you will get VAC. So what is the difference? This is 30 degree lagging. Okay, so this is the this is the concept behind the drawing the line voltage and phase voltage. When you take VAB, it is leading this VA by 30 degree. Okay, so how to draw the line voltages and phase voltages, that I'll explain. Already you know how to draw the phase voltage. So to draw the phase voltage, what you need to do is you have to mark all these things: 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, etc. It goes like that. And first you will draw VA. So how will you draw VA? Starting with the 0, reaches peak value at 90, it reaches 0 at 180, then 30, 60, 90, 270, it goes negative peak. So this is VA. Okay, so how will I draw VB? It starts at 120 degrees, so 30, 60, 90, it goes peak here, 30, 60, 90. This is VB, 30, 60. Okay, you need to draw this up to 540 degree, then only you will get a clear waveform. Then how will I draw VC? It will start here. So 30, 60, 90, 30, 60, 90, 30, 60, 90. So this is VC. Okay, so this is phase voltage. Very easily you can draw. Okay, and you can also mark these points of natural commutation, points X, point Y and point Z. Okay, similarly in the lower half also you can mark all the points P, Q and R. Now how to draw the line voltage? To draw the line voltage, this is a technique that first, okay, you take the 0 here, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, etc. Okay, so the line voltage leads the phase voltage by 30 degree VAB, that we know. Okay, so instead of starting at 0 here, I am going to start at 30 degree leading. So this is 0, 30 degree leading means to the left side I have to take 30 degrees. So from here I am going to start this VA. Okay, so I will start here 30, 60, 90. So it will reach peak value at 60 degree, 30, 60, 90, 150 it goes negative. Okay, 30, 60, 90. So this voltage I will be numbering in a particular way. This is the way to numbering. This is the way. The first waveform that you have drawn, 30 degree leading with respect to VA. This waveform is actually VAB. You can give this voltage waveform as VAB, because we have seen that VAB leads VA by 30 degree. So it starts from 0 and you can draw the voltage. That's the meaning of VAB. Okay. Once you know the value of VAB, if you take the negative of this, just inverse it, what you will get is VBA. Right? Okay. Similarly, you have VB starting at 120 degree. Now I am going to draw a leading voltage with respect to this 120 degree. Okay. So it started at 120. The waveform VB starts here. So the voltage VBC I am going to draw, it should start at 90 degree because it should lead this voltage by 30 degree. So it is starting with 90 degree, 30, 60, 90. 30. So this voltage is VBC. The next in the clockwise direction you can put the numbering VBC. Now if you take the reverse of this, you get VCB. Okay, the next waveform is it start at the 240, that is VC. Now I am going to draw this VCA, that is start at 240. So you can start this waveform at 210 because it's 30 degree leading. So you start here 30, 60, 90. Okay, so this voltage waveform is actually VCA. Okay, once you know VCA, you just inverse it, you will get VAC. Okay, now you have drawn all the line voltages. The alignment should be perfect. Okay, 0 should, when you draw the graph should coincide in way. 0 and 0 of this should coincide, 30 and 30 should coincide. The waveform should start 30 degree leading, then only you can easily draw the voltage waveform. Okay, once you know this line voltage and phase voltage, it is very easy to draw the voltage waveform. If you have to remember the circuit diagram. So I can start my conduction here. Alpha is equal to 30 degree, that I am alpha is equal to 0 degree. Assume that I am going to draw the graph for alpha is equal to 30 degree. So upper side I have T1, T1, T3 and T5, T4, T6 and T2. Okay, so at this point I can start my conduction of T1, right? Because this is a point of natural commutation. A phase is going to be high in this. At this point, that is VB is going to be higher in this way. VB is going to be high potential here. So I can start my conduction here. VB, the thyristor connected to VB is T3. So T3 can start its conduction. Here the potential is going to be VC, going to be higher. So the thyristor connected to this will be T5. Is T5. So T5 can start its conduction. Similarly, A phase is going higher here. So since it's all common cathode configuration, T1 you can fire here. Okay. So the firing sequence I am writing. X this point T1. From here to here this is T3. From here to here this is T5. Similarly, in the lower half, this is VA, VB and VC. At this instant, VC is going to be the lowest potential. So the thyristors connected to this will be T2. T2 you can trigger. and T2 will continue its conduction until the next point. Okay, here A phase is going to be in a lower value, so thyristor is connected to that T4. Okay, so this is the conduction sequence. T2 you can fire here the lower half, T4 here, and T6 here. In the upper half, T1, T3 and T5. Why? Because in the upper half all are common cathode configuration, so and whichever anode potential is higher, that thyristor is going to be conducting, and the lower half all the diodes are in common anode configuration, so the least potential device has to conduct. Okay, now this is the technique I'll tell you. For example, I am going to take that 90 degree, and 90 degree you can see that upper half T1 is conducting and the lower half is T2. So how will you draw the voltage waveform? T1 is connected to VA, so VA, T1 load, and the lower half T2. T2 is connected to which phase? It is connected to VC. So what is the voltage? VAC. Okay, so at 90 degree you just project it to the line voltage and you see what is VAC. You just copy that VAC from here and draw. Okay, similarly at this interval, for example at this degree 180 degree, what is going to happen? Upper half T3 and lower half is T2. So upper half is T3 means VB, and lower half T2 means VC. So the voltage is VBC. So in this interval you just copy this VBC from the line voltage and paste. Okay.